What is Sheol in the Bible? The Old Testament word for the abode of the dead is Sheol. It is derived, as most scholars think, from a word meaning hollow. To the Hebrew mind, which Sheol was simply the state or abode of the dead, it was not the same as the grave, though it was so translated in some of the older versions. Okay, because I'm wondering if Seoul is the same as the capital of Seoul in Korea, South Korea. That's where the BTS lives. So let's read the 30 Bible verses about Seoul. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary are at rest. So let's read this one. Psalm 89:48. What man can live and not see death? Can he deliver his soul from the power of Sheol? Selah. In Genesis 37:35, then all his sons and all his daughters arose to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted, and he said, surely I will go down to Sheol in mourning for my son. So his father wept for him. Genesis 44:29. If you take this one also from me, and harm befalls him, you will bring my gray hair down to Sheol in sorrow. 1 Kings 2:9. Now therefore do not let him go unpunished, for you are a wise man, and you will know what you ought to do to him, and you will bring his gray hair down to Sheol with blood. The Psalm 18:5. The cords of Sheol surrounded me, the snares of death confronted me. Psalm 107:20. He sent his word and healed them, and delivered them from their destructions. Proverbs 1:12. Let us swallow them alive like Sheol, even whole as those who go down to the pit. Interesting. Proverbs 30:16. Sheol and the barren womb, earth that is never satisfied with water, and fire that never says enough. Ezekiel 31:15-17. Thus says the Lord God, on the day when it went down to Sheol, I caused lamentations. I closed the deep over it and held back its rivers, and its many waters were stopped up, and I made Lebanon mourn for it, and all the trees of the field wilted away on account of it. I made the nations quake at the sound of its fall, when I made it go down to Sheol, with those who go down to the pit, and all the well-watered trees of Eden, the choicest and best of Lebanon, were comforted in the earth beneath. They also went down with it to Sheol, to those who were slain by the sword, and those who were its strength lived under its shade among the nations. Jonah 2:2. And he said, I called out of my distress to the Lord, and he answered me. I cried for help from the depth of Sheol. You heard my voice. Psalm 88:11-12. Will your loving kindness be declared in the grave, your faithfulness in Abaddon? Will your wonders be made known in the darkness, and your righteousness in the land of forgetfulness? Job 3:13-19. For now I would have lain down and been quiet. I would have slept then. I would have been at rest with kings and with counselors of the earth, who rebuilt ruins for themselves, or with princes who had gold, who were filling their houses with silver. Or like a miscarriage which is discarded, I would not be, and as infants that would never saw light. There the wicked cease from raging, and there the weary are at rest. The prisoners are at ease together. They do not hear the voice of the taskmaster. The small and the great are there, and the slave is free from his master. Job 7:9. When a cloud vanishes, it is gone, so he who goes down to Sheol does not come up. Job 17:13-16. If I look for Sheol as my home, I make my bed in the darkness. If I call to the pit, you are my father, to the worm, my mother and my sister. Where now is my hope, and who regards my hope? Will it go down with me to Sheol? Shall we together go down into the dust? Psalm 6:5. For there is no mention of you in death. In Sheol, who will give you thanks? Isaiah 49:11. Sheol from beneath is excited over you to meet you when you come. It arouses for you the spirits of the dead, all the leaders of the earth. It raises all the kings of the nations from their thrones. They will all respond and say to you, even you have made weak as we, you have become like us. Your pomp and the music of your harps have been brought down to Sheol. Maggots are spread out as your bed beneath you, and worms are your covering. Isaiah 38:18. For Sheol cannot thank you, death cannot praise you. Those who go down to the pit cannot hope for your faithfulness. Numbers 16:33. So they and all that belonged to them went down alive to Sheol, and the earth closed over them, and they perished from the midst of the assembly. 1 Samuel 2:6. The Lord kills and makes alive. He brings down to Sheol and raises up. Job 24:19. Drought and heat consume the snow waters. So does Sheol those who have sinned. Psalm 9:17. The wicked will return to Sheol, even all the nations who forget God. Psalm 31:17. Let me not be put to shame, O Lord, for I call upon you. Let the wicked be put to shame. Let them be silent in Sheol. Psalm 49:14. As sheep they are appointed for Sheol, death shall be their shepherd, and the upright shall rule over them in the morning, and their form shall be for Sheol to consume so that they have no habitation. Psalm 55:15. Let death come deceitfully upon them. Let them go down alive to Sheol, for evil is in their dwelling, in their midst. Isaiah 14:15. Nevertheless you will be thrust down to Sheol, to the recesses of the pit. Job 14:13. Oh, that you would hide me in Sheol, that you would conceal me until your wrath returns to you, that you would set a limit for me and remember me. Psalm 16:10. For you will not abandon my soul to Sheol, nor will you allow your Holy One to undergo decay. Psalm 33. O Lord, you have brought up my soul from Sheol. You have kept me alive, that I would not go down to the pit. Psalm 49:15. But God will redeem my soul from the power of Sheol, for he will receive me. Selah. Psalm 86:13. For your loving kindness toward me is great, and you have delivered my soul from the depths of Sheol.
Babe,
Huh?
it's good. It's good.
But where?
Here. I want to see if it's a long line. If it's a long line, then never mind, babe. The kids want to go with me. The kid has to be present. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Looks like too. You gonna go, babe? No? Yes or no? Kids! Hurry up! Cassie! Castiel! Scoop! Mary over?
It starts at 9 a.m.?
Have you ever been to a drive-thru thing? That's why I want to see if there's a line already. Kind of like when you're picking out food at the school, and you go at the exact same time.
Yeah, let's go. Okay. Sorry about that. Got distracted. So now I am Googling where is Seoul in South Korea. Okay, so let's go look it up. Where is it's right here, and oh, right here is Seoul. Yeah, let's go there. Check this out. You know, in the Bible, I've read somewhere in the verse saying that when Jesus descended into hell, His light reaches even into the depths of Sheol. Wow, look at that across. That's the what? Seoul Metropolitan Library. Bam. I guess what else did I find here? I saw like a cross here somewhere. The cathedral. Oh, right here, look. Myeongdong Cathedral. Watch this. What's this? It's inverted. Gothic style. A 19th century cathedral. Interesting, huh? Inverted cross. And the description for Sheol is darkness. And it looks silent. It's the abode of the dead. Does it look? It does kind of look gloomy. You know, if you look at all these houses, there's no light shining there. It has that gloomy feels. You know, when Satan tempted Jesus, he showed Jesus a kingdom, and that Jesus refused because Jesus is God himself, and he knows that Satan is a trickster. And see, this is like the kingdom that Satan offers, where all the celebrities and the wealthies are living. A gloomy place. Just look at that. I don't see no golden straight. Now let's check other places. And this is in the east. They're very close to Philippines. It's a sunny tropical side of the earth. And these places, it's not that sunny. But they're in Asia. Let's see, let's go check this side. Let's see these places, if it's, how does it look like? See how these houses, they look vibrant. There's light shining there. You can tell a big difference. It does not feel gloomy. Oh yeah, let's go check out the North Korea. Where's that North Korea? I lost it. Where's that place? Uh-oh. Here it is. Let's go check out this North Korea. Wonder what will we find here. Wow, you see the houses that is shaped in North Korea? To me, it kinda look like something. They all have that same. There's something that rectangular to me kinda look like coffin. Where's the places where there's lots of houses? There is not much houses here. Hmm. What did I miss? It's right here. Wow. Where was that place where there's more houses you'll see? Okay, that's the border. Yeah, you see this the way it looks. And where's the group of buildings that I saw before? Oh yeah, right here. You see the way it's shaped? Are those buildings or houses? It kinda shaped like a coffin. They're all like exact same size. It's very controlled. And see that? Bunch of coffins to me. That's it. That's what it looks like. Clustered. Usually you'll see like squares, houses, little houses. This place is just look at that. Don't that remind you of something like a coffin? That is. And the place is, they ban so many things in this area. That's probably because the word show is in the Bible, and why are we putting a blind eye? Sure, it clearly says in the Bible. Why is nobody looking it up? It's very similar. It's like describing this place. Sometimes the word is literal. Literal. It's almost same spelling. Just add the H in the word. And bam, right there. that really is something. It's a cross. And it shows a lot. They have something inverted cross here. And it's a building. So I want to read one more time another one about Sheol. Yeah, this was I was gonna read this one. Don Stewart, what is Sheol? Humans have both a physical and spiritual nature. When a person dies, those two natures separate. The body goes to the grave. We will now address the question as to what happens to the departed spirit. Is it roaming around in space or in some definite place, not wandering around? The Bible says that the spirits of the dead are not wandering around. There is a particular place where they go. The Old Testament calls this place Sheol. Sheol, the Hebrew word Sheol, is often translated hell in the English versions. However, this gives the wrong inference. It is never used of the final destination of the wicked. Sheol is used in Old Testament in basically 5 ways. The unseen realm of the dead. 2. The grave, the actual place where bodies are buried. 3. Specifically, the place of punishment for the wicked. 4. Symbolically. 5. The place from where the righteous are saved. Context determines. Sometimes the exact meaning of Sheol is hard to determine. It can overlap these categories. Consequently, it is essential to check out the context to find the correct meaning of Sheol each time it is used. 1. The unseen realm of the dead. Sheol generally means the unseen realm of the dead, the present state of death. Both the godly and ungodly go to Sheol in this sense of the term. When used in this way, there is no idea of a place of judgment or condemnation. It is, for example, the place where the righteous Jacob would go. All his sons and daughters came to comfort him, but he, Jacob, refused to be comforted. No, he said, in mourning will I go down to the grave, Sheol, to my son. So his father wept for him. Sheol was also the place where sinners would end up. But if the Lord brings about something totally new, and the earth opens its mouth and swallows them with everything that belongs to them, and they go down alive into the grave, Sheol, then you will know that these people have treated the Lord with contempt. In common speech, this refers to the grave, not the literal burying place of the dead, but rather the realm of the dead. The New International Version normally translates Sheol as grave. It is usually with the sense of the realm of the dead. 2. Grave. Not only does Sheol figuratively represent the grave, it can also refer to the actual physical place where the literal bodies of the dead are buried. Our bones are scattered at the mouth of the grave, Sheol, as when one plows and breaks up the earth. Jacob said, but he said, my son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he alone is left. If harm should come to him on the journey that you are to make, you would bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to Sheol. In this instance, Sheol could refer either to the actual grave or merely the realm of the dead, place of punishment for wicked. Often Sheol is used of the temporary place of judgment for the wicked. It is the place where God's anger burns against unbelievers. Spiritual death. Sheol is a place of spiritual death or separation from God. Let death come upon them. Let them go down alive to Sheol, for evil is in their homes and in their hearts. Insatiable appetite. Sheol has an appetite that cannot be satisfied. Sheol and destruction are never full, so the eyes of humanity are never satisfied. There are three things that are never satisfied. Four things never say, "It is enough." Sheol. Isaiah wrote, "Therefore Sheol has enlarged itself and opened its mouth beyond measure. Their glory and their multitude and their pomp, and the one who is jubilant shall descend into it." The prophet Habakkuk said, "Because he enlarges his desire as Sheol, and he is like death and cannot be satisfied." For symbolically, Sheol is used symbolically in the Old Testament for great sin. "Because you have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with Sheol we have an agreement. When the overwhelming scourge passes through, it will not come to us, for we have made lies our refuge, and in falsehood we have taken shelter." For greed, moreover, wealth is treacherous. The arrogant do not endure. They open their throats wide as Sheol. Like death, they never have enough. They gather all nations for themselves, and collect all peoples as their own. 5. Place from which righteous saves. Though the wicked remain in Sheol, it is the place from where the righteous are saved. The psalmist wrote, "But God will ransom my soul from the power of Sheol, for he will receive me." Selah. For great is your steadfast love toward me. You have delivered my soul from the depths of Sheol. Still within God's reach. Those in Sheol are still within the reach of God. The prophet Amos said, "Though they dig down to the depths of the grave, Sheol, from there my hand will take them. Though they climb up to the heavens, from there I will bring them down." Sheol has no lasting influence on the godly. Shall I ransom them from the power of Sheol? Shall I redeem them from death? O death, where are your plagues? O Sheol, where is your destruction? Compassion is hidden from my eyes. Where is Sheol? Whenever there is a geographic reference to Sheol, it is described as being below, in the lower parts of the earth. God said, "For a fire has been kindled by my wrath, one that burns to the realm of Sheol below. It will devour the earth and its harvest, and set afire the foundations of the mountains." In Job, Sheol is contrasted with the highest heaven. They are higher than heaven. What can you do? Deeper than Sheol. In the book of Proverbs it says, "For the wise the path of life leads upward, in order to avoid Sheol below." Isaiah the prophet said, "Yea, you shall be brought down to Sheol, to the lowest depths of the grave." Ezekiel testified, "They also went down to Sheol with it, to those killed by the sword, along with its allies, those who lived in its shade among the nations." Since every geographic description of Sheol refers to some place that is down, it has led some theologians to suggest that Sheol is somewhere in the heart of the earth. Descriptions of Sheol. The following descriptions are given of Sheol. Gates. Sheol is symbolically described as having gates. Will they go down to the gates of Sheol? Shall we have rest together in the dust? Dark and gloomy. Sheol is a place that is dark and gloomy. If I wait for Sheol as my house, if I make my bed in the darkness. Sorrow. There is sorrow in Sheol. The sorrows of Sheol surrounded me. The snares of death confronted me. Pain. Sheol is a place of pain. The pains of death encompassed me, and the pangs of Sheol laid hold of me. I found trouble and sorrow. Darkness and silence. Sheol is a lowly region of darkness and silence. Before I go to the place from which I shall not return, to the land of darkness and the shadow of death, a land as dark as darkness itself, without any order, where even the light is like darkness. Shadows. Sheol is a place where people are mere shadows of their former selves. Isaiah wrote, "The grave below is always there to meet you at your coming. It rouses the spirits of the departed to greet you. All those who were leaders in the world, it makes them rise from their thrones. All those who were kings over the nations, they will all respond. They will say to you, you also have become weak as we are. You have become like us." Not final state of righteous. Whatever the term Sheol means, it is clear it was never regarded as the ultimate home of the righteous. It was, at best, only a temporary place where the righteous dead went. Wicked will leave Sheol. Sheol is also a temporary place for the wicked dead. After the resurrection and final judgment, the wicked will be sent to their ultimate destination, hell. Summary. According to the Old Testament, all people who die go to the intermediate state called Sheol. Existence continues in Sheol, but not life as we know it. This Hebrew word, unfortunately translated hell, in some English versions has a variety of meanings. They include 1. The unseen realm of the dead, 2. The grave, 3. The special place where the wicked reside, 4. Symbolically, 5. The place where the righteous are saved from. Sheol can also refer to a combination of these. The context must determine the meaning. Grave is probably the best English word to translate Sheol. Sheol is described as being a dark, lonely realm under the earth. In the Old Testament, there seems to be no distinction between the righteous and the unrighteous in Sheol. The distinction between the believers and unbelievers is made clear in the New Testament. Sheol or the grave will continue until the resurrection. Since Sheol is an intermediate state, it will come to an end someday.